to the Backstage Crew podcast. And on tonight's episode, we talking about WWE Friday Night SmackDown, April 28th, 2023. It's in Corpus Christi, Texas. So, Shane Show, what you think about the show tonight?
The SmackDown was going down tonight. It was a good show. Exciting. Found out some drafts going down. So, what you think?
It was good. I was surprised with some of the drafts. But, wasn't really surprised, but I think it was good moves.
Man, we kicked it off with Usos came out, said they're going to recapture them tag team titles for the Bloodline. And then Sami and Kevin Owens came out like, man, what y'all going to do once y'all lose the belts? The Bloodline going to be over with. So, and they're just trying to put more doubt in the Bloodline's mind, man. But we had the first round of the draft pick. Man, SmackDown got the first pick with Paul Heyman, Solo, and Roman Reigns with the belt staying on SmackDown or going to SmackDown.
Then Cody Rhodes ended up going to Raw, and then SmackDown ended up getting the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, and then I think Raw had Becky Lynch.
Did Triple H introduced those guys? Then we saw for first match was LA Knight versus Butch. That was a pretty good match, man. LA Knight been putting on some good ones.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of LA Knight, not so much a fan of Butch, but
Butch made him look good too, letting them capitalize on some of them moves.
Yup, the slam of the night was right there.
Yeah.
The top rope suplex he did, that was pretty good.
Because he could have made LA Knight look weak by just making the slams look weak and not doing it off top. But yeah, shout out to both of them, man. LA Knight came up with a W on that, made a good show for that.
Then we saw round number 2 of the draft. Man, SmackDown took Montez Ford and Dawkins, man, keeping them together. I was pretty geeked about that, man. I don't think it's time to split them just yet.
No.
Then we had the Intercontinental Champion Gunther, and the whole Imperium went over. Is going to Raw now. I think it's a good fit for him.
Well, yeah, we already said Cody Rhodes and Gunther. Those two will see each other for the belt.
Yeah.
For the heavyweight.
I put money on it. Then we saw Edge get drafted to SmackDown. Man, I didn't know Edge was going to be staying on the roster that long to get drafted somewhere.
I knew he was going to stay on SmackDown, though.
Man, I was expecting him to stay on Raw. I guess SmackDown would be good for him. We got and then we had Matt Riddle getting drafted to Raw. So I kind of saw that one too. He seems like a good fit on Raw.
Yeah, so he ain't gonna be going after the whole storyline with him and Randy Orton coming back beating the Bloodline. That's out of the mix.
Yeah, that's done with. Then we had a match with the Street Profits versus the LWO versus Strowman and Ricochet. Very entertaining match tonight.
LWO be looking good out there, man. They rope, in-ring, they just got all the way around. And then it matched up perfect with the Street Profits and Ricochet and Strowman. Mm-hmm. So,
man, we saw Dawkins with a huge jump outside the ring. Man, that was pretty tight.
Yeah, he snapped with that.
Yo, and then we had Ricochet follow that up, jumping out the ring onto him. Yeah, that was a good match right there, man.
Yeah, Street Profits winning that though.
Yeah, taking the win. Then we had round 3 of the draft, which, we saw Bobby Lashley getting drafted to SmackDown now.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre staying on or going to Raw. And we got the whole OC going to SmackDown and The Miz going to Raw. I could have guessed, though, The Miz was going to stay on Raw. Then we had Zelina Vega versus Sonya Deville. It was good to see Vega back, man, in a match finally instead of just playing backup to... We saw Zelina Vega take the win in that match versus Sonya, which Rhea Ripley had came out and attacked Vega. But, man, she got the upper hand and reversed her finishing move into a DDT. Man.
That was a good move.
Yeah, it was, man. Zelina Vega might have a little bit of a chance in this match, it looked like. But I don't know if she's going to be able to beat Mommy, though. Then we saw Rey and Vega and Escobar backstage. Like Rey telling her, man, just keep following your heart, do your thing, and it's going to happen. Then we saw the OC come out, man. They said that they just getting started on SmackDown. So they that led to a match with OC versus Viking Raiders with the Viking Raiders girl with them as well. I forgot her name, but she came out, got beat down by Michelin. And so that I can see that as a few 3 versus 3, where if the Viking Raiders get another guy to join them or something, I don't know. But that was pretty entertaining though. Round 4 of the draft pick was next with Damage Control.
They're going to SmackDown.
Yeah.
And then we had Shinichi Nakamura going to Raw. Then we got the NXT Women Tag Team Champion Fire and Dawn going to SmackDown. And then after that, we got, I think we got the NXT Women's champion Indy Hartwell going to Raw, which I already knew she was ready for the main roster. So she going there. So I wonder how they going to do the belt. Is they going to have the people from NXT come to the main roster and have like a battle royal or something, fight for it or something?
She might have to vacate the title at that point.
Yeah, but they should do like some type where they bring like a couple people come to the main show, have like a battle royal for it. That'd be tight. Put them on the map.
Man, that was tight though when NXT had invaded SmackDown in like 2020 or 21 it was.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. We need to see something like that again.
And then all the effects of the WWE will be after Backlash Saturday, May 6th. But yeah, the draft was pretty good.
Yeah. And we capped it off with the Usos versus Sami and KO for the tag team titles. Man, I must say this is a real disappointing match for me.
Yeah, man.
I wanted to see the Usos take it back to the bloodline, man, but they couldn't do it tonight, man. So, when Roman come back.
I'm happy for Sami to have his belt and be winning, but I'm not happy for him not to be with the bloodline making his wins.
Man, we could have rode that out a little further.
Yeah.
Kept it going all the way till today even. Maybe over the summer, break them up. Something. But people were loving the bloodline and Sami, man.
Yeah.
And now this whole Kevin Owens and Sami just don't seem like it's there.
But just think about it. Even Sami's, it's just Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens hyped up the Usos and exploded that whole storyline. It wasn't just him, it was a team thing. Yeah. But the fans was drawn in to the whole bloodline compared to Sami and KO. Ain't nobody hollering at KO, and everybody's still happy for Sami, but it's like that. They kind of, it's like me. It's a love and hate thing. It's like I love Sami Zayn for winning. He needed the wins and get a belt around him, but then I hated for him to go against the Usos and then doing it with Kevin Owens on top of that.
Man, it just feel like Kevin Owens just tagging along while everybody like Sami.
Yeah, he's tagging along, and then he takes Stone Cold Stunner. I'm done, talking about him, but it was a good show for the most part, man. Yeah, shout out to that was a good match. I can't even deny that they put on the show. So
they did.
Shout out to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for holding it down with the tag team belts. I don't know how long that's gonna go. Yeah, but other than that, it was a good show, opening and closing. So with that being said, this is the Backstage Crew podcast.
Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Patreon, Twitch. We on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. We on anywhere you get your podcasts.
And you can also find us on www.backstagecrew.com. Check out where you get your Triple H t-shirt from.
I caught that on the one website that gets more traffic than anything in this house, www.shop.com.
With that being said, till next time.